Hello friends, this is Ganesh and video number 14 on object-oriented ABAP. I know few are asked about the video on iDoc and last few days, probably close to 10 days, there is no video posted in my new channel. The reason behind is there are some patchwork or updates are going for my rental system. Some mess up happened, so they are getting ready those systems. So that is the reason I'm not able to post any of the videos which is related to ABAP or OO ABAP, OData, whatever it is, especially iDoc, because all the four systems got down, and today I got one ECC system. So I tried for OData, but I couldn't make it anything on it because I don't have any authorization, and it's a kind of a temporary system. So I try to post at least one object-oriented ABAP concept. And another challenging in that temporary system, I don't have any data in any table, so it's a challenging part for me to make some videos without connecting with the table. So I thought let's do video on design patterns in the object oriented ABAP. So probably I don't want to hit any data, at least to explain few concepts over here. So that is the reason I created this video. So hope that the system will be up within a couple of days. Then I'll be come with lot other videos as well. Okay, thank you for your understanding. Here I'm going to explain the concept called design pattern. So once you start working with object oriented ABAP, probably we might aware or without knowing this, we have used design patterns in many places. So the idea of the session is, let's understand what is design patterns, or what are all the objects, or what are the concepts which we used or coming under design patterns. So then it will be very easy and more understanding of working with object oriented ABAP, especially for this concept, design patterns. Okay, so design patterns is very simple. It's like reusability. In one word I can say it's a reusability. You can compare with anything for your reference. It may be a part like a function module or like a subroutine, meaning instead of using the same set of code or logic functionality, we have used a concept called modernization technique, right? So the same thing is applied for a solution also, meaning if you want to use the same kind of solutions or almost close to that kind of solutions, if you want to use, then the object oriented concept, not ABAP, I'm telling in the object oriented level. So they made some solutions global. Okay, so if you want a solution, if you want to use a particular solution, please go with design patterns and take a solution for your business and make use of it. It could be a 100% solution or it could be a partial solution of it. So the idea is you don't want to do anything from the scratch. Okay, so that is the way they made different solutions in the concept called design patterns. It could be increased in future as well. Okay, because many times they may faced, okay, this is a kind of a issue, it's coming, it's not issue in the sense not a issue or bug in your system. This is nothing but they require a solution for similar kind of business scenarios. So that is a way I can explain. Okay, so that is an apt way. So it's not a issues means don't think the system is not working, not in that level. So this is a business needs kind of a issues or kind of a solution to make it. So those are made it as in one global place. That place is called design pattern. Okay, very simple and very easy to understand, because we use one of the concepts in design pattern is Singleton Class. Okay, we use a Singleton Class many times. It's a part of a design patterns. So there is a business solution or business requirement saying from my UI application, wherever it is. So my request is for the entire session, I need only one object to be created for a class. Okay, so it may be a little sensitive design or sensitive applications, like once the employee is login, example, once the employee is login throughout the session, he has only one object to be carried. So it's not your system or your background class is capable of creating another object for the same employee. This is a business requirement. Okay, so the many places this is going to be used, like Amazon or wherever it is used any UI application, the entire session is yours, right? So it should not, our system should not create more than one object or one object reference for the same sessions. So that is this is one business requirement. So here it's a keep on repeating, it's used in many places widely. So object oriented design, okay, we'll have a solution for this, and the solution name is Singleton Class. So the idea of Singleton Class is it will create only one object. Technically I'm talking about, it will create only one object reference for a class at a time. Okay, so even if you want to create one more time in the same session, no, it won't able to create it. So that way you have to make it. So this is the methodology. Singleton Class is a methodology, they made it. So the same way you have MVC. Okay, let me go to the slide, so easy for you to see what are the things that are coming under design patterns. Okay, before that I have made some statements to more understanding. In general, common scenarios are achieved through design patterns. Okay, so that is the meaning of design patterns in general. So very common scenarios irrespective of any language or any application. This is object oriented concept, not for ABAP or not for any specific. This is object oriented concept. ABAP adapted that. Okay, so common scenarios is going to achieve with the help of design patterns, and it's a reusable solution. So in ABAP we use a reusable concept with the help of moderation technique. This is one step ahead. So it's a reusable solution, and then it's a template. Okay, very this is for your understanding, I'm saying it's a template, can be utilized based on the various business needs. It's like ALV is a template, so we can use it for the whole table, or we can use it for a particular fields, we can use it for editable ALV. So ALV is a template, is designed, and we used it. That is a design. Okay, it's a kind of a design, they made it especially for the reports. So same way is a kind of a template you can utilize whenever you need for a different business requirement. And best practices. So design template is one of the best practice in object oriented concepts. And then most of the patterns are designed using object oriented. Yep, most of the design patterns, if you take, most of them are designed with the help of object oriented concept or methodology. And okay, so a few things to be understand before getting into the design pattern. Design pattern also has an absolute concept. It's same like ABAP for a time being, or for after a advanced version came for any function module. So they just made one of the very old function was absolute. Same way, design pattern also have a concept of absolute. So if you want to use any design pattern, make sure it's not absolute for your current version. Increase the complexity of your design if it is handled wrongly. So that is a kind of a warning or just an information for you. So just like that, don't use design patterns. So you have to use very carefully, otherwise it will increase the complexity of your own program. Okay, and there is a saying for design pattern, if there is a need, then use it. So you don't want to use a singleton, so the request is not for a singleton class, then don't use it. Okay, if it is really required, make use of it, otherwise don't do that. So these are kind of information you should know before getting to a design patterns. It's a lot actually, design patterns. I tried to cover most of the stuffs. Let's see, it's not going to be one video. I plan to have a individual video for each design pattern, so that will be very easy. It could be a very short video. Maybe this is a long because I explained the design pattern concept, and I'm going to explain singleton alone in this video. But going forward, every design pattern has its own video, so that will be easy for you for your future reference as well. So the first part is singleton and MVC, then decorator. Okay, I'm not going to lead one by one. Factory method, observer, abstract factory. So yeah, these are things which I added in this slide, and could be more as well. Probably if time permits, I try to have a scenario and simple example for each design patterns. Okay, so these are the design patterns, and the first one is singleton. So singleton is nothing but the name itself, you're able to understand single. Okay, meaning it's going to create only one object reference for you, or one object for you, whatever it is. And it restricts to create more than one object for a class. And in any these are I already explained. If any application requests more than one object, then it denies. Okay, denies in the sense it won't create it. Maybe you can follow, if you want, you can follow the same previous object reference. Okay, that's it. And I'll show you now how to create a singleton class. So the first thing is, yeah, this is the one which I tried. Let me go to SE24. Okay, this is my old, not my, it's one of the ECC system in my rental. All others are, it's like not able to reach for a week. So it shows like this. Even I tried 1909, 1809, everything in the same concept. In S4 IDAS, the 400 client is also not working. Somebody got deleted the client, and they do something their level best, so that is the reason it's not available for me a week time. Okay, so I took this system and it doesn't allow me to create. I don't have any authorization for OData activate project, so that's why I came up, at least go with something it works. So SE24, I'm going to do CJ Singleton class. So here 1 minute. Yep. I would like to show this before explaining in the system. These are the steps you have to follow. So first, create a private class. Okay, you have an option to create a private class in SE24 as well as local, and then create a private static variable. Okay, and it should refer to your class. So like type, I'm saying, like if you say create a parameter type matter, it refers to matter. So in that type column, you're able to see type ref to. So create a variable which refers to your class. Okay, it's nothing but a reference of your class or reference variable. And then create a static public method. It's a public method which returns the object reference of your class. Okay, meaning the object of the reference object of your class to be generated inside your class only. Okay, because it's a private class, so you're not able to create any object outside of your class. So that is the reason you need a static public method. That method is a capable, or it has to create an object reference for your private class, and then implement the method by creating object reference. Meaning inside the method you have to use the same statement, create object reference. That's it, create object, the reference variable name, and then call the public static method from outside of your class to receive the object reference of your private class. So these are the steps to be followed to create a singleton. This is not the actual, I'm not saying actual, this is not only step, you can modify it. The idea would be you need a private class, you need a private static variable. Someone or other peoples may use some class constructor to create an object reference and then pass to a method, static method. So many ways, so you can just play around it. The idea would be it should be a private method, and the reference variable should be your static private variable. Okay, after that just play around with constructor or normal method, whatever way you feel comfortable. Okay, that's it. Let me go to the system again. Yep. So this is my class, and this is normal ECC system, so it's not having any recent version, so probably it might be a little older one, the screen level. And this is my singleton class, and this is going to be my private, and click save. Step 1 done. Step 2, create an attribute. And this is my object reference attribute. The level is static because I'm going to use this variable inside my public static method. So you know, static method accepts only static variable. This visibility should be private, and here is the one. Typing as type ref2 and give the same class name. Save it, sorry, copy it, paste it. That's it. So I created a reference variable. It's not a normal variable. Okay, this is my private variable. Second step done. Third step, create a public method. Get class reference. This is going to be a static because this class is private. You're not able to create an object. So using a class, I'm going to access this method. This should be public. And I'm going to have a return parameter of this method. So you can play around with export parameter also. Anyway, it's going to return one single value. So I used a return parameter. Type of the parameter is return. I'm saying return object reference. Type is, I'm sorry, returning. And here also, it should return a reference, right? So type ref to same class name. That's it. Go to method. And I'm going to 1, 2, 3 steps done. Fourth step, implement the method. Yes. So if my forgot as usual. 1 second. What is the attribute name? Okay, object reference. Go to method. Yep. Object reference is not bound or initial is not initial. Okay. So then I'm going to do a create object reference. And then I'm going to pass this to my return parameter. Oh, it should be RET. That's fine. Please adjust. RET instead of RET, I mentioned ERT, spelling mistake. Okay. Return parameter equal to object reference. So again, I'm saying you don't want to follow whatever I'm doing. You can do. There are other many ways, like instead of creating object, directly go to do it in class constructor. So whatever comfortable. Okay, the idea would be whoever is going to call a static public method, they will receive the object reference of your singleton class. Simple. Act toward it. Oh, okay. Better you activate from the class window. Yeah, from here because it has many things. Yep. Activate in the full version. That's it. Now let me go ahead and create a program to access this class. ZGI Singleton Class program. Singleton Class program. Executable program. Okay, so please accept my spelling mistakes if anywhere. So here I'm going to create an object. I'll show you why I am doing this. Object. Okay, let me go ahead. Object type ref. This fine. This is just a reference variable, right? So this will allow you for a private class, but you can create an object. So if you're trying to create an object, you'll get an error. So only types of the form ref to value type are permitted in create data. Once again, this is not the relevant message. Yeah, this is the one. You cannot create an instance of a class outside the class. Right. So what I'm going to do is, anyway, I have an object and I have a return parameter. So what is the class name? Is the one CG, yeah, Singleton class. This is my public static method. It returns a point. Returns the variable. Object reference of my class, but only once. Execute it. In the same session, it just so have one. And if I try to call, or if you have another statement to create it, go to statement. So it won't get into that. Okay. So that is the reason. So we are making only one reference can able to get it. If you're trying to do one more, it won't give. So once you get a reference, you can have, I didn't have any method over here. Once you have a object reference, so this has an object reference now. Then you can call, or you can just call any applicable methods like public methods. You are able to call it from that particular class. Okay, so this is a way you can achieve the singleton class concept in our object oriented ABAP. Okay, so hope this might be useful, and just play around. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Let me create other videos once my system is up, or I just try to create single, like more design patterns if it doesn't require any data. Okay, thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video. Bye.